long motorcycle trip can challenge even the most experienced riders. You'll face exhaustion, route failures, and even mental strain. Prepare for these, and you'll turn obstacles into memories you'll never forget. Mental fatigue and focus drift are some of the most common and dangerous challenges riders face on long trips. At first, the ride might feel peaceful, almost meditative, with the steady hum of the engine and the open road ahead. But as the miles add up, your mind can start to wander. Unlike physical exhaustion, mental fatigue sneaks up on you. You might zone out, think about your next stop, or replay a song in your head. 1 second of distraction at 70 miles per hour can turn a small error into a major crash. Highways are especially tough. Endless straight pavement and the constant rush of wind can lull you into autopilot. This isn't just theory. One iron butt rider shared how, near mile 800, he actually nodded off for a split second, only realizing it when his bike drifted toward the rumble strip. Stories like this are all over rider forums, proving just how real the risk is, even for veterans. So, how do you keep your mind sharp? The Road Guardians recommend a 15-minute reset every 45 minutes. Get off the bike, hydrate, stretch, and give your brain a true break. Staying alert is a skill you can build with practice and the right habits. But mental fatigue isn't the only thing wearing you down out there. Long hours on the bike bring a whole set of physical challenges that can catch up with you just as quickly. Saddle soreness and body aches are issues every long-distance rider faces sooner or later. Even with a well-designed seat, hours of sitting in the same position can leave your back tight, your knees stiff, and your hands tingling. Many riders on the Indian Motorcycle Forum recommend mesh seat covers to prevent monkey butt, a common irritation that can make even a short ride miserable. Others swear by airhawk or sheepskin seat covers, which add extra cushioning and help keep you comfortable mile after mile. Sustained pressure on your joints and the steady engine vibrations can quickly lead to muscle fatigue and numbness. Many iron butt veterans use highway pegs to shift their stance and boost circulation on the go. Stretching before you start riding, and again during each break, helps fight stiffness and keeps your body ready for more miles. Simple gear upgrades like padded shorts, gel seats, or padded grips can make a big difference, especially when paired with regular movement. The right combination of gear and habits helps you stay comfortable, but some discomfort is always part of the experience. And just when you think you've got your physical routine dialed in, the environment can throw a new challenge your way. Unpredictable weather can catch you off guard, no matter how carefully you plan. You might start your ride under clear skies, only to find yourself shivering in cold rain just a few miles later. This is especially common in areas with microclimates or big elevation changes, like the Blue Ridge Parkway, where one stretch can be sunny and the next covered in thick fog. Even top weather sites miss mountain pass storms. Experienced riders learn to carry 2 layers and waterproof gloves because conditions can change in minutes. For example, a rider heading through Colorado might set out in the morning with warm sun on their back, but as they climb higher, the weather can turn quickly. Gusty winds, sudden rain, and dropping temperatures can make summer gear useless. The science is simple. As you gain elevation, air cools and condenses, leading to rapid shifts in weather. That's why layering is key. A base layer for moisture, an insulating layer for warmth, and a waterproof outer shell for wind and rain. Breathable, quick-drying fabrics help you stay comfortable, and having a clear and tinted visor packed in your kit means you're ready for rain or shine without fumbling at the roadside. Checking multiple weather sources, talking to locals, and keeping your gear ready for anything can make the difference between a safe ride and a miserable one. But even if you're prepared for the weather, there's always the chance that your gear itself might not hold up when you need it most. Even riders with complete Road Guardians toolkits report that forgetting a cable tie can deform fairings for days. Gear malfunctions are more common than you'd think. A jacket zipper that jams can leave you exposed to wind and rain, or a glove tearing just as the temperature drops can quickly numb your hands and weaken your grip. These small failures become major problems when you're far from any repair shop. A faulty helmet visor is another issue that comes up often. If it pops loose or fogs up, your visibility drops fast, especially in bad weather. Dead batteries in your GPS or phone can cut off your navigation or communication right when you need it. The frustration builds if you realize you're missing a simple tool, like a spark plug wrench or tire plugs, and there's no help for miles. The best way to avoid these headaches is to check all your gear before you leave. Inspect zippers, gloves, visors, and electronics. Pack essentials: duct tape, zip ties, a spark plug wrench, and a tire repair kit. A few minutes of preparation can save hours of trouble on the road. But even with your gear in order, the route you pick can bring its own set of surprises. Route planning can trip up even experienced riders, especially when relying on standard map apps. A road that looks smooth on your screen might turn out to be a rough gravel path or a dead end miles from help. Forum members in Maine, for example, found their 1,800-mile plan blocked by unexpected gated logging roads, something Google Maps didn't warn them about. These surprises are common when navigation tools don't account for the needs of motorcycles. It's easy to run into trouble if you skip detailed research. One rider's shortcut ended up as a slow crawl over loose gravel, all because the digital map missed a change in road conditions. Another pulled into a remote area for fuel, only to find the nearest gas station had been closed for years. These mistakes can turn a relaxed ride into a stressful scramble for solutions. General GPS apps often miss key details like surface type, fuel stops, or construction zones. A better option is a motorcycle-focused rally planner, which includes road condition reports, gas station locations, and rider feedback. Check local rider forums or AMA club sites for up-to-date road conditions before you trust any map. Careful planning helps avoid these headaches, but there's another challenge that's harder to see on any route: how it feels to ride alone for days at a time. Isolation and loneliness are real challenges on solo motorcycle trips. After several days on the road, the absence of regular conversation starts to weigh on you. Riders often share in long-distance community posts that, after 5 days alone, they miss even simple verbal check-ins. Passing nods or quick chats at gas stations don't replace real interaction, and the silence can become more intense than expected. The emotional impact varies, but for many, the quiet stretches can feel overwhelming, especially on remote roads where you're the only person for miles. To help with loneliness, check in with friends or family during breaks and share updates from your ride. Consider planning a mid-ride meetup through local motorcycle groups to break up the solo stretches. Engaging with other riders along the way not only helps you stay connected but also creates a sense of community, even if it's just for a short time. Let us know your loneliest ride moment in the comments. Chances are someone else can relate. Staying connected is important, but there's another side to solo trips that can catch you off guard if you are not prepared. Unexpected costs are one of the biggest surprises on long-distance rides. Most riders budget for gas, food, and a place to sleep, but it's the hidden expenses that quickly add up. Remote fuel stops, for example, often charge double the normal price, something road guardians specifically warn about. Last-minute motels in out-of-the-way towns can cost as much as a downtown hotel, and emergency repairs are rarely cheap. If you hit a nail in the middle of nowhere, you might pay $20 just for a tire plug. Packing high-energy snacks helps you avoid overpriced roadside diners, especially in tourist areas where even a simple meal can cost far more than expected. These small, unplanned expenses can pile up and force riders to cut trips short if they're not careful. There are plenty of stories about riders who had to turn back halfway after their budget was wiped out by a string of surprise costs. To keep your trip on track, build a detailed budget that includes room for repairs and higher prices in remote spots. Track your spending each day, book accommodations in advance when you can, and always keep an emergency fund ready. Careful planning makes a big difference, especially as the ride wears on and the physical demands start to build. Physical exhaustion builds quickly when you ride day after day. The first stretch feels manageable, but by the third or fourth day, the body's ability to recover drops off. Even strong riders notice simple tasks, like maneuvering in traffic or holding speed, become harder as the miles stack up. One rider described pushing through 5 consecutive days without a break. By day 4, cramps set in during a mountain descent, and their reflexes slowed just enough to make curves feel risky. This kind of cumulative fatigue is common on multi-day trips. Road guardians recommend planning planning 1 or 2 recovery days after every 300-mile riding day to give your body a real chance to bounce back. Ignoring the need for rest can make you more likely to cramp, lose focus, or react slowly. Hydration is another key. Dehydration makes exhaustion worse, so keep a water bottle or hydration pack handy on the bike. Consider adding yoga-style stretches each morning. ASM instructors highlight back stretches that restore posture and help ward off stiffness. Pay attention to your body's signals. If you start to feel worn down, stop and stretch, or adjust your plan to include more rest. But even with solid recovery habits, the quality of your sleep on the road can make or break your ability to handle another day in the saddle. Unfamiliar beds and noisy campsites can turn a night's rest into another challenge on the road. Riders often report that campgrounds near highways or train tracks leave them with only 2 hours sleep, and even a decent motel can mean thin walls and stiff mattresses that make it hard to recover. Some riders find that KOA cabins or similar options offer quieter, more restful stays than a standard roadside motel. Poor sleep isn't just uncomfortable, it affects your mood, focus, and reaction time. Research shows that wind noise inside your helmet can build up over days, causing headaches and making it even harder to rest at night. Wearing earplugs during the ride helps reduce fatigue from wind noise and can improve your overall sleep quality on multi-day tours. For those camping, investing in a supportive sleeping pad and a quality sleeping bag makes a noticeable difference. Choosing quieter accommodations and prioritizing a good night's sleep before each ride are small steps that pay off in safer, more enjoyable travel. Getting rest on the road isn't always easy, and the reality of long trips often looks very different from what you see online. A lot of riders start out with a picture in their head of endless freedom, inspired by what they see online. But as one seasoned rider put it, 80% of my trip was repeat highways interrupted by rain. Social media and travel vlogs often highlight the best moments and skip over the long, uneventful stretches or the tough days. The reality is that point-to-point rides often become administrative. Miles of straight road, bad weather, and the grind of managing fatigue. It's easy to get caught up in the dream and overlook the practical side. Many first-time riders hit the road expecting constant excitement, only to find themselves dealing with windburn, mechanical issues, and nights in basic motels. The focus on visually appealing content can also lead to skipping important prep, like checking your route for fuel stops or packing for sudden weather changes. Riders who don't set realistic expectations are more likely to feel disappointed or frustrated when the trip doesn't match the fantasy. Experienced riders know the value of embracing every part of the journey, the highs and the lows. When you accept that discomfort, delays, and rough patches are all part of the experience, you're better prepared and more likely to enjoy the ride as a whole. Comment below with the toughest stretch you tackled, and subscribe for more real ride truths. Long-distance motorcycle trips bring real challenges, but they also offer genuine rewards if you're ready for what's ahead. The open road isn't just about freedom. It's about knowing what to expect and planning for it. As the road guardians say, planning ahead and preparation is the key to getting off on the right path. When you recognize the realities, mental fatigue, body aches, and unexpected weather, you give yourself the chance to handle them before they become problems. Preparation turns obstacles into manageable parts of the trip, not surprises that ruin your ride. Embrace the process, stay realistic, and every mile becomes part of a story you'll remember for the right reasons.